Hello. Today we're talking about networking for illustrators. And whatever you do in illustration, there you still need to network, no matter what kind of job it is, whether it's freelance, convention, in-house work, any of those things. So I've outlined 3 ways that I think are very important for networking for illustrators. First, networking through social media. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Then networking through your personal connections, okay? And then last, your portfolio, okay? So, again, we're talking about networking for illustration. Let's start with social media, okay? When people think of social media, often they think of major ones, which right now is Facebook, Instagram. I just drew up a few logos here. There's a bunch of major social media outlets right here. Some you may know, some you may not. The important thing, I think, when you're networking this way is to, number one, have some kind of major social media, something that's used by almost everybody. Instagram, Facebook, let's see, lots of other ones. YouTube, if you're doing video stuff. But there's also others. There's Pinterest and Tumblr, Snapchat, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. It's important to find where you fit, where people can find you when they're looking for you, which is why right now, 2020, I would have an Instagram if I was an illustrator, no matter what. But I would think about all these other areas. Reddit I have on here. That's the other flip side of social media. So yes, you need to have a major one that just basically is like, here's my new work, here's what I'm doing, here's something I sketched, here's an event I did or attended, or a little bit, here's a picture of my dog. Those little things all mixed together, that's kind of what you're looking for in your major one. For something like Reddit, there are tons of different subreddits where you can find things that are very specific. So maybe you do drawings that are all lettering. Maybe you're doing tons of hand lettering. You can find a subreddit for hand lettering and start posting your work there and connecting with people who obviously already make it or care about it. So I would think of social media in those 2 ways. First, the major ones, and then super specific ones. And I would recommend doing both. If you do things that are all sports, you may look for things that aren't exactly social media, but are websites with lots of comments that talk about sports, and you can post your artwork there. Whatever it might be, if it's a specific sports team, if it's a specific kind of, you're always drawing this certain kind of bird, find people that are bird watchers. Maybe they want to buy a drawing that you made of a bird that they saw, those kind of things. So super specific and super general. You need to do both in social media. Okay. Next, these personal connections. Okay. And that is hopefully with anybody that you have talked to, preferably met in person. Those are going to be the best kind of connections that you can have that way, if you've connected with them personally somehow. The groups that I would look at are established pros, people that are already doing what you want to do. If there's a way that you can connect with them, if you can meet them, if they're doing a signing or speaking someplace, attend it. See if you can talk to them, afterwards. See if you can maybe ask them a question during it, whatever that might be. And that is a really just a good way. When you're connected with somebody and they've met you, it's a lot easier for them to remember you and to be interested in your career and hiring you. And that goes to connecting with people that might hire you. So art directors, but if you were in school, maybe that's somebody who's going to be an art director in the future. Maybe it's maybe you're an illustration major and you need to talk to a graphic design major because they're doing a graphic design project that your illustrations would fit perfectly with. I have been hired by several people I went to school with who were finally had, the opportunity, had a job that my illustration style would fit for. I had a personal connection with them because we spent years together in school. So established pros, people doing what you want, the people that would hire you, and that's going to be different for each person and each kind of illustration. That's something research you have to do. The other one would be contemporaries, your equals, somebody who is in the same position as you. So if you're just starting out, maybe you're a student, or maybe just graduated, or just trying it out, changing over from hobby to job. Find other people that are in that same boat. Become part of Facebook groups. Talk to people you went to school with. Connecting that way, you can rise together. And those are the three groups that I would look at. People that are in your same situation, people that might hire you or buy your work, and then people who are already doing what you want. And the number one with that, I would say, is people who are already doing the thing you want to do. Talk to them, ask them advice. Don't be annoying. Make a real connection because you care about them as a person. You want to be like them. Okay. So the last is your portfolio. And as far as networking goes with your portfolio, it just needs to be specific to what you are doing. So again, with those connections, that's a great question to ask those people who establish professionals who are already doing what you want to do. Look at their portfolio. See what's in it. See what's not in it. A common mistake I've seen is people who have just been in school. They've been given a lot of different kinds of assignments, and their portfolio shows all of those assignments rather than something very specific for what they want to do. That's, if they want to do freelance. If you want to work in-house, you may have to have a broader portfolio. The idea is you do the research to find the kind of portfolio that you want to make and the field that you want to work in, and you make that portfolio. That is a way to network. So when you're networking with somebody, just so you know, let's say you personally meet them. Let's say, I don't know, you were able to attend a convention, you spoke with somebody, and they are an art director, at this place that hires people to do comics, and you want to do comics. They're going to go to your social media, they're going to go to your Instagram, they're going to go and look at it first, and they're also going to see your portfolio, the stuff that you think is your best work. So they're going to, that's how you're going to end up networking with them. And networking can be done through email. It doesn't have to be personally meeting somebody. You can do it through direct messages on social media. There's a lot of ways to network. The only other advice I can try to give is just try to be as natural as possible. These are people, that are working in the same field you want to work in. So just try to treat them like you would want to be treated if you were already working in that field. However far along you are, think about somebody that's a few years behind where you are and them asking you questions. How would you want to be approached? So just be as honest as you can, be as kind as you can, be as understanding, and also, just realize this is all shop talk. This is, car mechanics talking to each other about cars. You're just talking to other people about illustration.